And welcome back to Good News. So, what's been happening? Well, here's a tip. If you're going to be interviewed on TV, careful where you place the microphone. Is it me, or does this guy really sound like Kermit the Frog?
How do you evaluate that?
Right. Well, you know, I mean, the state is going through a complete reformation of the criminal justice system. If we look back at the last year's or the current year's budget.
It's incredible, isn't it? Over on BBC South East, this lady wins my award for Fake Laugh of the Week.
There was hardly any time to really think about it, to be honest. Just, you know, started growing the beard, really.
All right, good to talk to you. Can you steal it?
Okay, don't ever touch me! Don't ever touch me! Finally, this lady has to be the filthiest news reporter ever. Is it me? Or is she miming a blowjob?
My son was teething. He used to like to take the big fat rubber end of my vibrating toothbrush and put it in his mouth on. Okay. And he'd just kind of sit there like, oh yeah, that feels good. That hit the spot. My gums are itchy.
The big political news was, of course, this.
The Queen and dignitaries from around the world have attended the ceremonial funeral of Baroness Thatcher.
Her coffin was taken from the Palace of Westminster this morning through the streets of London.
And a funeral with full military honours for Britain's first female Prime Minister.
Some people were sad.
It's always very sad when people die. That was just... she was somebody special.
Some people, not so sad.
Thatcher is dead! 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 She's dead!
Wouldn't it be great if she came back to life just to piss him off? Luckily, the news interviewed a sweet old granny. I wonder what she had to say.
Did you think she did any good?
Not a bit of good. Not a bit. I'd put a stake through her heart and garlic round her neck to make sure she never come back.
Holy shit, it's Frankie Boyle's nan! Now, it's fair to say Thatcher was a divisive woman. The right loved her because she transformed the economy and reduced the stranglehold of the trade unions, whereas the left hated her because she ruined communities and condemned many to abject poverty. Or, to put it in teenage speak...
Some people are like, oh, she's great, and some people are like, oh, she sucks.
Cheers, teenage boy. Now we all understand. Why do you think he's bad? Have a look at Channel 4's coverage. They weren't afraid to focus on the big issues of Thatcher's reign.
You were very close to her. I mean, I remember the stories that she cooked omelettes for you upstairs in the flat.
My recollection is they were shepherd's pies.
And her apple crumble was the bollocks.
Still, wittering on about cooking is nothing. Did you see CNN's coverage? Of all the photos they could have selected to illustrate this story, look at the one they went with.
Lady Thatcher, the Iron Lady, has died at the age of 87. British reports say that
It's insane. Shall we show her with the Queen? Nah. I've got just the photo. Some people were so overjoyed with her death, they had death parties. Thousands attended places like Durham and Glasgow. Fair to say, it didn't exactly kick off here.
There's currently a street party in Barker's Pool. Our political editor, Len Tingle, is there.
Where's everyone else? One of the oddest details about this story is what she was doing before she passed away. She was watching dog videos on the internet. It's kind of hard to imagine, isn't it? Mind you, what a great way to go. I can't think of a better way to die than watching this. Elsewhere in the news, Justin Bieber's been acting like a twat.
The Canadian pop star Justin Bieber has caused outrage with comments he made at the Anne Frank Museum in Amsterdam. The singer wrote in the guest book that Anne was a great girl. Hopefully she would have been a belieber.
I suppose he didn't write, It's great to finally visit the home of the world hide-and-seek champion. Imagine him at the Black History Museum. Dear Martin Luther King, I had a dream too. It was about a frog who was really bouncy. She would have been a believer. I must have missed a bit in her diary when she went, oh, if I survive this awful war, I have one dream. I'd love to meet a man who looks like a chipmunk and wears trousers that make him look like he's done a massive shit. That's the dream. Surely believers are more likely to be Nazis. Think about it. They worship a short bloke who talks bollocks and can't grow a proper moustache. They've got nothing in common. Here's what Anne Frank's diary looks like. And here's Justin Bieber's. Now, for Bieber, it's the threat of nuclear war. It's all kicking off in Korea.
Tension on the Korean peninsula is running at dangerous levels.
Kim Jong-un is seen as a loose cannon by the West, but no one can really second-guess how this crisis will play out.
North Korea said it's planning to fire another missile over the Pacific Ocean, possibly as early as tomorrow.
Are you worried about nuclear threat? No. Me neither. I've seen their rockets. They've got nothing. Literally nothing. Check out their binoculars. Their leader, Kim Jong-un, has threatened to start a nuclear war, but no one's worried, are we? He's like the mad kid at school that just makes things up. They got missiles and rockets, and they got a flying monkey that's got lasers for eyes, and my dog is made of marshmallows, and when it barks, it fires sweets that haven't even been invented yet, and my dad's so cool he wheezes Coca-Cola. He calls himself the supreme leader. That doesn't make him sound scary. It makes him sound like a pizza. He's such an oddball. Do you know he cuts his own hair? What, with a fucking rock? Another thing, have you noticed in every news report, he's always looking through binoculars?
With the situation close to thermonuclear war, foreigners in South Korea should evacuate. But if North Korea's European-educated leader is trying to scare them, it doesn't seem to have worked.
He always looks really confused at the end. It's always that moment where he goes... And I think I know why he's pulling that face. It's a scary old place, North Korea. It's like something out of 1984. The people are brainwashed, terrified. Every time you see them on the news, they've clearly been forced to say something against their will.
우리의 최고도의 상징을 먹어가려더니 이 폭격을 참을 수가 없습니다.
I've actually got hold of a machine which tells you what they're really thinking.
먹는 죽은놈들이 우리의 최고도의 상징을 먹어가려더니 이 폭격을 참을 수가 없습니다. 교육변한 담당자로서 우리 청소년 학생들과 함께 만약 문제가 있다면 자그마한 전쟁의 불꽃을 우리 집 공항에 대고 옷 뜯어내고 헛되고 분실한다고 아우 다시 손을 들고 다시 있고 그러다가 무엇이 손을 문체 정례를 여전히가 알겠습니다.
Oh, I like that. Have you seen their military propaganda videos? They're ridiculous. They're full of things they can't possibly do. Leaping, jumping, leaping through fire. It's true. Take a look at this. Mind you, we've all done propaganda videos. You should see the trailer for Good News that I wanted to show. Over in America, some shocking news about a teacher.
A California middle school teacher has been placed on leave after school administrators found out she is a hardcore porn star.
The teacher is a porn star. Good day at school, the best ever. What did you learn? So much. Did you see how she got caught?
Some of her students were looking at dirty movies online and saw their science teacher.
Poor woman. Imagine trying to control that class now. Why haven't you done your homework? Because I was staring at your clunge all night. Flapping it about like no one cares. So are the parents disgusted? Oh no, check out this hound.
She's a really good teacher.
So cold. How creepy does he sound?
She's a really good teacher. I don't even have kids. But I know a good teacher when I see one sucking dick.
Mind you, if you think porn stars teaching kids is a shocking story, it's got nothing on the horror going on in British schools. Finally! They've done something about this!
A school in Essex has banned triangular flapjacks, saying they're too dangerous. Dinner staff at Castleview School in Canvey Island were told to cut the treat into squares or rectangles after a pupil was hit in the face by a flying flapjack.
So ridiculous. In America, kids like AK-47, over here, Mr. Kipling. Flapjacks. When this kid's bragging outside school, I got suspended. What for? I was eating a flapjack that weren't shaped like an oblong. I didn't give a fuck. So, school's really changed. When I was at school, bullies gave you dead legs, Chinese burns. Now they're giving you snacks. How does that work? You better watch out, Howard, or you'll get a taste of my mum's delicious Madeira cake. I wouldn't want to be you halfway through geography. You is going to have a well-bad sugar crash. So I bet the parents thought this story was ridiculous, right?
Clearly, this is a very dangerous implement that should be locked away and kept out of the way of children, because obviously there's going to be quite a few injuries with something as dangerous as that.
It's a fucking flapjack! To be honest, I think they should be less worried about flapjacks and more worried about who their new PE teacher is. There's so many stories like this in England, though. Have you seen what's happening in Swindon?
They've been painting the town yellow in the last few days to stop drivers parking in Swindon's back streets and alleyways.
Well, wait till you see the latest one they have painted. This is now a no parking zone, even though you couldn't drive down it.
It's so pointless. It's like putting up a sign on the M6 that says, please do not play Jenga in the fast lane. Do you know what I feel sorry for? People who get pissed and fall asleep on the road. The big football news was, of course, this.
Luis Suarez has apologised tonight for biting Chelsea's Branislav Ivanovic during their match at Anfield.
Midway through the second half of Liverpool's Premier League match against Chelsea, Suarez, seemingly unprovoked, appears to bite Chelsea defender Branislav Ivanovic.
Everyone's gone mental. He's an animal. He should be deported. Come on, it's a one-off. It's not like he's ever done this before.
He was banned for 7 matches for biting an opponent's shoulder whilst playing for Ajax.
OK, once, but...
Viewers should be aware Russell Howard supports Liverpool Football Club, and as a result he suffers from a condition called Suarez blindness, which means he loves him so much he will often talk complete bollocks.
He wasn't biting him. He was giving him a kiss. Ivanovic, he probably smeared himself in reggae sauce. He wasn't biting him. He was doing an impression of a vampire. He loves it. That's what you do in Uruguay when you love someone. You people don't understand. When you and I see Ivanovic, we see this. Poor Luis Suarez sees this. He can't help it. Luis Suarez is a saint. He runs a soccer camp in America that teaches underprivileged kids how to play, and I bet they love it. Oh, for fuck's sake! Mind you, it's definitely going to change the half-time adverts.
All right, Russ. All right, Russ, Mundo. Check out these odds. 6 to 1, Suarez to stab her granny. 10 to 1, Suarez to start a nuclear war. 300 to 1, Torres to school.
Now, this is the part of the show I genuinely don't know anything about. There's going to be a mystery guest who's been in the news, and I have to figure out who that person is. So, please welcome my mystery guest! Hello, what's up? Hey, man. Lovely. You look like you're in a hollowed-out polar bear bollock. Can I sit in mine?
Of course you can.
Thanks, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Isn't it comfy in there?
It's really comfortable.
What's your name?
My name's Andy Dunlop.
Andy, nice to meet you, man. And you've got some medals there. Can I have a look at the medals?
Of course
Do you mind?
can,
The medals, I notice, have got chickens on them.
They have.
Which implies either you are criminally insane or you are very good at looking after chickens.
Yep.
What is that? What you do? Do you look after chickens?
I do look after chickens. I've got a cockerel and nine wives who are all called Beryl.
He's got 9 wives.
Yep.
That's all right. Are they actually married? Have you done little sort of chicken weddings?
Yeah, they've all been married properly.
Have they really?
Oh yes.
Don't. Oh, that's smart. Were you dressed as a vicar and you did the service?
No.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You literally got me then. So, is that why you've been in the news? Because you're...
No,
Okay.
It's not because of chicken weddings. It's because I'm an international sportsman.
You're an international sportsman. Okay. Do you throw chickens?
No.
Catch?
No.
Compete against?
No. Shall I give you my job title?
I would very much like that. Yes.
I'm the world president of the World Egg Throwing Federation.
Wow. And how far could you fling an egg?
Well, personally, I can't throw one very far because I've got an old tossing injury. The world record for throwing and catching an egg is held by the Dutch couple of Schmink and Visser, who can throw and catch a raw egg without breaking it 69.5 metres.
Wow. Are they here tonight?
No.
Lazy bastards. Probably at home making a friggin' porno. Here's a question for you. Does it not really piss off the chickens? I presume I've not ever laid an egg myself, but I imagine it takes something out of you. You know, they make a hell of a noise. Like, fucking egg! And then you come along and go, cheers for that. Fucking looking good one. Lay another one. No, I don't want to lay another one. So why are you in the news exactly? Do you mind if I ask?
I don't mind at all. I was the team captain of England, who went to India, and we beat the Indians at Russian egg roulette.
Russian egg roulette. That's worth a round of applause. So, what kind of egg-based fun are we going to have?
We're going to show you some of the games that we play at the World Championships.
Yes, let's egg off.
OK, Russell, you've got 6 eggs in front of you.
Yes.
5 of them are hard-boiled, 1's raw. You've got to distinguish which one it is without touching it. The first egg you touch, you've got to use. And to prove it's the hard-boiled egg, you've got to smash it onto your own forehead. Now, the way we operate this at the height of the World Egg Throwing Championships is we use Reiki. Have you heard of Reiki?
I have, yeah.
OK, that's where you can feel the life force.
Use it to get rid of the levies.
You can use it. You can use Reiki to identify the life force by placing your hand above the egg and feeling round to see which one's got the life force coming off it. Do you want to practice that?
Yeah, again, you wouldn't advise doing this when it's still in the chicken.
No. Okay, can you feel the difference?
Oh, I can, you know.
You can?
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, I'll show you how it's done first of all.
Sure enough.
Just spin the thing so we don't know which one's which. You might want to try another method, which is aura watching. You know, every living creature's got an aura.
Yeah.
Well, if you look across the eggs, you can see the raw one's got a light blue aura.
Yeah.
OK, so just try
While
that.
we're here, have you seen the aura on Dora the Explorer? Oh, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for my wonderful Mr. Gay. Next up, have a look at this story from a zoo in Spain.
This one has some people talking tonight. Gina is a naughty chimp. She lives at a zoo in Spain and apparently is addicted to porn.
That's what you heard right. There is a lady monkey in Spain who spends all day touching herself watching porn. Did you see what her neighbours thought? Imagine her on a nature documentary, just David Attenborough. Here we see the mighty monkey flicking herself off like a banshee. She's gone through 10 bananas today, but she hasn't eaten any of them. So I know what you're thinking. How does a monkey become addicted to porn?
Somebody was doing some research and put a TV outside of the enclosure. So the TV has a remote, and she would change it to a channel that had adult entertainment on it.
They put a telly outside her cage and she switched it to porn. And apparently she was watching some pretty freaky stuff. Do you know the worst thing? She's been teaching the other monkeys to watch porn. Some people were shocked. This guy didn't mind it.
She's a really good teacher.
Next up, if you think you've got a weird relationship, check this out.
It was love at first sight. His body and then his interior and everything just together just seemed to fit. And I just felt an instant connection.
Nathaniel is in a committed relationship with a car that he's named Chase.
He's in love with this car. He must lose his shit watching Top Gear, just... Look at its hubcaps. Poor car, just sat in the showroom. I tell you what, lads, can't wait to be bought. Driving really fast on motorways, picking up with... There's something in my exhaust pipe. Just a Churchill dog in the back window going, oh, no. Poor car! I bet every time he hogs the horn, it just goes, help! Help! That car isn't even red, it's just fucking blushing. Help! What I want to know, what's he doing shagging a car? I mean, he's got a female flatmate, for goodness sake.
My initial reaction was, I was kind of shocked.
I'll take the car. The weirdest... How weird can it be? The weirdest part of the story is his confession to his dad.
There's something pretty important I want to talk to you about.
All right.
I'm just going to come out and say it, I guess. I'm in an intimate relationship with Chase. Sexually and emotionally.
You're in an intimate relationship with your car.
His dad is totally fine. It goes on for 10 minutes, they have a chat. Yeah, cool. Here's how that would have gone down with my old man. Guess what, Dad? I'm shagging the car.
You fucking... You've got to be more like your brother! Right, Dad?
Yeah, that was my actual brother. Next up, a lovely story about a magical friendship between a boy called Owen and a dog called Hachi.
These two have a magical connection. Owen and Hachi are inseparable.
It's changed my life. I was scared of strangers before, but now I'm not.
Their bond has been forged through a mutual understanding of what it's like to be different. 7-year-old Owen has a rare genetic condition called Schwartz-Jampel syndrome. It causes severe muscle stiffness.
We believe there's about 25-ish cases in the world. His mobility is poor. He can't walk unaided.
Anatolian Shepherd Hatchie has 3 legs. A previous owner tied him to a railway track and he was hit by a train.
As soon as I saw his face, there was just a connection that I can't describe really, but I just knew that we belonged to him.
Owen knows that Hatchie's different. You know, Hatchie's got this missing leg. He's not perfect. He's not normal. He's not a normal dog.
You can see when you sort of look at them from a distance, there's the sideways glances going on all the time, and they're actually sharing very, very private, intimate moments every few seconds and making sure each one's okay and that they're there for each other. And that is the most moving thing about it.
He's a great dog to me. He's changed my life.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? Now it's stand-up time. My guest is a big star in the US. He's had 2 Comedy Central specials, and you might recognise him from Flight of the Conchords. He's flown over especially to do the show, so please welcome the wonderful Eugene Mirman!
Hello! How are you? I like to play a game whenever I go to the supermarket with my girlfriend where I try to think of something that I can yell to her that makes everybody there think that she's crazy. And we were there, and I was by the cart, and she was like 20 feet away, and I yelled to her, "You know what? I am gonna get toilet paper. I don't think it's a waste." And then everybody looks at her like she's some crazy toilet paper vegan. I got a wake-up call. Not like, stop doing heroin. But like in a hotel where normally what happens is you answer the phone and they're like, wake up, you asked for this. And you're like, boo, okay. This hotel, I answered the phone and they went, it's May 5th, 2012. Why are you telling me the year? What do you think I did last night that I don't know what year it is? Unless it's like a coma-only hotel where people wake up and they're like, why is the TV so flat? Because it's 2012, they're all flat. Often when I'm touring, before a show, I'll have a lot of time to kill, so I'll sit at a bar and you know how, I don't know if you do it here, but in the States, whenever you order a drink, they give you a napkin with your drink. And one thing I like to do is I like to write a little note on the napkin and then put it back at the bottom of the pile so that in a few weeks, somebody gets a message from me. And I found a bunch of napkins that I wrote a ton of stuff on, but never put back in the pile that I wanted to share with you. So here we go. Here they are. Cheer up, fatty. It's okay to lie to old people. This napkin gives you permission to talk about politics even though you're drunk and uninformed. You can lead a horse to water. Congratulations, fuckface. You are an alchemist who can turn 6 beers into an awkward 3-week relationship. You are. Don't shit where you sleep either. And then, of course, lastly, have a baby. It'll save your marriage. Sad to get, but wonderful to leave. I wrote a book. I wrote the shit out of it. That's how authors talk. I wrote a book, and then I went on a book tour where you go to different bookstores and you read from your book. It's very normal and it's prearranged. You don't startle people. And sneak up behind. And what I found was that in every bookstore in every city, there was at least one crazy person. And when I was in Seattle, there was a woman who had been banned from the bookstore for trying to scalp tickets to a free Stephen King reading. They were like, you can never come back. And then they were like, well, you can come back for Eugene. And so I was there and I was reading from my book, and she had brought a cup of noodles from home and she was eating it very angrily as I read. And at some point in my book, I go, I'm Jewish, sorry. And she stops eating She gets really mad and she goes, "Why did you apologize for being Jewish?" And she had never heard sarcasm, and I went, "Because it's a terrible thing." Which horrified her, but really pleased me. The thing that was amazing about this reading was that there was this little 12-year-old boy in back, and he pointed at me, and he went, "Why is everybody looking at him and not at me?" "Oh, because he's funny." Like that. It was very charming, but sort of weird. And it turns out that this 12-year-old boy was the son of someone who worked there and that he had Asperger's. So he couldn't judge social situations. He created rules and rituals for himself. And then he pointed at me again and he went, "Why doesn't he accept me as his God?" It was amazing. And what that little boy doesn't understand is that I do. I do accept him as my God. Because I've always found the specificity of religion really confusing. Like if you're Jewish, you have to wear a hat, but only in the middle of your head. But it all becomes clear once you realize that God is a 12-year-old boy with Asperger's. No wonder he's like, "You can't eat pigs and you can't eat horses." You're like, "I wasn't going to." He's like, "Good, because you can't." No wonder he's like, "I fucked up the earth. I should probably get 2 of every animal on a boat. That's the only solution I see." Religion, it's not a leap of faith. It's high-functioning autism. So I moved about a year ago, and when I moved to a new apartment, I had to get cable, phone, and internet all provided by one company. And so I moved, and then you make an appointment with that company to come between like winter solstice and summer solstice, and you just wait. And I had made an appointment, and they were supposed to come between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting. And at 5 p.m., I called them, and I'm like, "Hey, we made a deal that you would come." And they're like, "Oh, we entered the information wrong. We're not coming. We're coming in 2 weeks." And I was like, "Why didn't you call?" And they're like, "Nah." And so, 2 weeks later, I'm waiting, and I call every few hours, and I'm like, "Are you guys coming?" And they're like, "Of course we're coming. Who would ever skip out twice?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And so I'm calling, and finally, I get a call from them that was like, "Yeah, the guy tried to call you, and you didn't answer your cell phone, so we're not coming. We're coming again in 2 weeks." And I was like, "You people are monsters. I work from home. I need my internet and telephone and stuff." And they're like, "Yeah, well, we hate you, and nothing matters to us. Money isn't even an incentive." And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, what can you do to a giant company that clearly couldn't care less and has a monopoly? And so I thought about it, because I was like, I could write them a letter, but they probably just put it in a pile of letters that they laugh at before they go to sleep, just giggling at customers. So what I decided I would do is I would write them a letter, but I wouldn't send it to them. I would just take out full-page ads in New York newspapers. So this is the New York Press, and I took out a full-page ad that I bought. And here it is. Here's a full-page ad of a letter to Time Warner Cable, the company that I was so disappointed with. So here's my letter to Time Warner Cable. "Dear Time Warner Cable, on April 23rd, I moved and had an appointment with Time Warner Cable to come and install cable, internet, and phone service, and no one showed up. When I called, I was told my appointment was entered wrong and moved to May 4th without anyone calling me. No big deal. Why would a company check with someone to see if they are home on a Wednesday afternoon? Of course they are. Everyone is. Name one person who isn't home on a Wednesday afternoon. You can't. It's impossible, because everyone is home. It would be a waste of money and resources to call and talk to him. Did Stalin ever call people before he arrested them and sent them to die in a Siberian work camp? No. Why should Time Warner Cable have a policy that is any different from Stalin's? Did you know that on Yelp, Time Warner Cable has 1.5 stars? That's less stars than Jeffrey Dahmer, who killed and ate people. Maybe even had sex with their skulls. I don't really know. Obviously, what I'm saying is untrue, because Yelp does not review serial killers. But if they did, his baba ganoush would be better than yours. If you both made baba ganoush, even if his drugged and murdered people. Sorry that got weird. Fuck you, I just made you read that confusing thing. To give you an idea of how much I dislike your company, I have come up with plagues I hope God smites your board of directors with. I know he'll only do this if you enslave the Jews, but considering you have a monopoly in New York City, you already have. Here are the plagues. Awkward. Every board member's cell phone ring loudly announces their weight and also the day they will die. Bathroom, the constant feeling you have to go number 2, but completely forgetting how. And lastly, popcorn. Your second born will smell like hot, buttered popcorn. It's not that bad at first, but eventually I bet it will be maddening. Sincerely, Eugene Mirman and every one of your customers. Thanks. So lastly, I wanted to talk about Facebook. We tell Facebook everything there is to know about ourselves. Our favorite movies, bands, where we're from, who our friends are, our favorite books. And it takes all of that information and it makes ads designed exactly at us. And these are some of the ads that started coming up for me. Here's one. Sell Gold Canyon candles. Earn great commissions and discounts by hosting your own Gold Canyon candle party. I am not fooled by this house made of $1 bills. Here's another one that came up for me. Consider donating sperm. Earn great money, commit minimal time. You don't know. I don't know what band I like that somebody was like, this guy needs $50 and fast. This is the ad that kind of broke me. This is the ad that made me go, okay, how does Facebook advertising work? In-home pet euthanasia. Say goodbye to your four-legged friend in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Cremation. They will come. This is not like a friend. This is a service where they will come to your house and they will murder and burn your cat. They will gather the family, they will murder your cat, and they will set it on fire until it's ashes. And then you have to be like, oh, did I pay my cat murder burn bill? I can't remember. This made me go, okay, how do Facebook ads work? So what I decided I would do is take out a bunch of ads and direct them at different people. Each ad was seen about 10, 15,000 times. I spent about $15, $20 on each one, and they got about 8 hits. So not very effective, but some people definitely saw it in the thousands. So here are the ads. No more sad face. Your problems are dumb. Click here to agree. I directed that at people who are 18 to 19 years old in Brooklyn, New York, who like Wilco and Belle and Sebastian. Do you like hockey? Get a 20% discount on hookers when you're in Spain. I directed that at people in Quebec, Canada, 35 to 40, who like hockey and Belle and Sebastian. Stop feeling weird. Do you hate making eye contact with disabled people? Click here to start loving it. I directed that, of course, at people any age in Florida who like Real Housewives of Orange County. And I got like 8 clicks. So like 8 people saw it and were like, I would like to stop feeling weird. And I know their favorite TV show. This I'll tell you who I directed it at first. Boys 13 to 14 anywhere in the United States who like Deal or No Deal or Howie Mandel. There's about 12,340 boys that fits, and here's the ad I took out that they saw. Afraid to talk to girls? Good. Most girls kill and eat boys. No one talks about it because they're too scared. Click here to take poison to avoid being eaten. Who can they turn to? This is the last one I took out. You tried to kiss me is what I'll tell the police unless you click here and give me $40. I directed that, of course, at people 52 to 55 in Saudi Arabia. Who like Beverly Hills Cop and Contra dancing. Right here it says fewer than 20. So the estimated reach is like 10 people. But the ad was seen about 3,000 times. So 10 people saw it 300 times. So no matter how much they were like, repetitive, don't like, repetitive. No, you tried to kiss me. Give me $40. No, repetitive, you tried to kiss me. Thank you all so very, very much. I've been Eugene Mirman. You are lovely. Good night, England, and your colonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eugene Mirman! Good night.